Welcome to the Bullvine Podcast, your go-to source for inside stories, cutting-edge research, and the latest updates in the world of dairy farming. In our 138th episode, we visit Bois Seigneur Holstein, where tradition meets innovation in dairy farming. From humble beginnings to European champions, this Belgian farm has revolutionized breeding with the legendary Laurie Sheik lineage. Discover how the Pussemier family blends cutting-edge genetics with time-honored practices to shape the future of Holstein excellence. So please grab a glass of milk, sit back, and let's get started with this episode.
Welcome to the Bullvine Podcast. I'm Douglas, and today we're diving into the fascinating story of Bois Seigneur Holstein, a Belgian farm that's revolutionized dairy farming. Joining me is Bella, our dairy industry expert. Bella, can you give us an overview of what makes Bois Seigneur Holstein so special?
Absolutely, Douglas. Bois Seigneur Holstein is a shining example of how to blend tradition with innovation in dairy farming. The farm, run by the Pussemier family, has transformed from humble beginnings into a powerhouse of genetic excellence and sustainable practices. Their success story is deeply intertwined with the legendary Commissar Laurie Sheik lineage, which has significantly influenced their breeding programs for generations.
That's intriguing, Bella. Can you tell us more about how Bois Seigneur Holstein got started?
Of course. The farm's journey began with Eddie and Annie Pussemier. Annie's grandfather hadn't invested heavily in the farm due to the lack of a male heir, but Eddie and Annie were determined to turn it into a thriving dairy operation. They received advice from Andre Skolas, an experienced dairy farmer, to focus on dairy cattle instead of beef cattle for a more stable income. The real game changer came in 1989, when they made a crucial decision that would shape the farm's future.
And what was that decision, Bella?
In 1989, Eddie and Annie wanted to import top-quality cows from Canada, but strict regulations prevented them from bringing in live animals. That's when Marc Comtois from Commissar Holsteins suggested an innovative solution: buy a cow and import her embryos to Belgium. They chose Commissar Laurie Sheik, and this decision transformed their breeding program. Laurie Sheik's daughters became renowned for their strength, beauty, and high milk production. Today, an astounding 70% of their herd can be traced back to Laurie Sheik, demonstrating the profound impact of that single investment.
That's remarkable. How has the farm evolved since then?
The farm has continued to innovate under the leadership of Jonas Pussemier, Eddie and Annie's son. After leaving his job in pharmaceutical manufacturing, Jonas fully immersed himself in Holstein breeding. He's maintained Bois Seigneur's leadership in dairy farming by combining traditional knowledge with modern genetic science. The farm now stands out for both the aesthetic appeal and performance efficiency of its cattle.
It sounds like they've really embraced modern technology. Can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. Bois Seigneur Holstein has integrated cutting-edge technologies while respecting traditional practices. They've updated their facilities with a state-of-the-art freestall barn, featuring large stalls, natural lighting, and views of the pastures. The barn's open layout allows for easy monitoring, and they've installed automatic curtains for climate control. Perhaps most significantly, they've adopted robotic milking systems, which have boosted their annual milk production to an average of 11,000 kilograms per cow.
That's impressive. How has this blend of tradition and technology affected their breeding strategies?
Their breeding decisions now often rely on genomic testing, but they still prioritize good mothering over high production. They focus on traits and bloodlines that have proven successful rather than relying on a single bull. Their top sires, Chief and Lambda, help them achieve their goals of having cows that excel in both milk production and show competitions. This approach has led to success in prestigious dairy shows, often finishing in the top 5 at the European Championships.
It seems like they're not just focused on production, but also on community engagement. Can you tell us more about that?
You're right, Douglas. Bois Seigneur Holstein has diversified its operations to strengthen consumer connections and financial stability. They've added a milk vending machine and started producing cheese and ice cream. This move has helped them build direct relationships with customers and create a loyal local following. It's a great example of how small family farms can remain competitive by leveraging their strengths and connecting directly with consumers.
That's fantastic. As we wrap up, what do you see as the future for Bois Seigneur Holstein?
The Pussemier family is committed to preserving their legacy of excellence while adapting to future challenges. They aim to improve their herd over the next decade while staying true to their core beliefs. They're considering introducing new bloodlines from top families worldwide to maintain their high breeding standards. Despite facing challenges like strict EU regulations and changing market conditions, the Pussemiers remain optimistic. Their goal is to achieve long-term success responsibly and sustainably, ensuring that Bois Seigneur Holstein's legacy endures for future generations.
Thank you, Bella, for this insightful look into Bois Seigneur Holstein. It's truly inspiring to see how this farm has successfully blended tradition and innovation to become a leader in the dairy industry. To our listeners, thank you for tuning in to the Bovine Podcast. Until next time, this is Douglas signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to the Bovine Podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's insightful discussion. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and leave a review. Catch you next time on the Bovine Podcast, where bovine expertise and community come together.